MV Agusta 3-cylinder LE 800. Teardown and materials comparison with the Zontes 800. The red cover belongs to a certain curtain shoulder owner's custom part. Look at this layout, doesn't it look very familiar? The layout of the Zontes 800 is exactly the same as this. These two are the camshaft limiters. They prevent the camshaft from shaking left and right. When I tore down the 820 before, I said that on the MV Agusta, the camshafts cannot be installed backwards between intake and exhaust. Because it's camshaft, cam lobe widths are different. There's no obvious difference on the cam lobes themselves, but the exhaust side is slightly narrower, while the intake side is wider. I didn't look closely at the 820, and I don't remember it clearly now. But it's probably not interchangeable either. This oil passage here, the Zontes 800 uses rubber, but here, it uses an aluminum part, plus a rubber O-ring. The rubber here has aged and shrunk back. There is barely any resistance left. This is another advantage of the Zontes. As for the chain tensioner, it's a minor drawback. It is quite similar to the Kawasaki ZX-6R 636, thin and long, which makes it rattle easily. On the 800, I'd say it's improved, they made it thicker and longer. That is the difference. There is another flaw on the cylinder head. The valve seats warp and burn out very easily. I've repaired so many of these. They lose compression after the valve seats warp from burning, making them extremely hard to start. The Sprag clutch is the biggest issue with this bike. If it's even slightly rough, it won't start easily, or it will throw a fault code and fail to start entirely. For the rubber grommet on the stator wiring here, if you ever fix it, remember to apply some sealant. The oil leak here is incredibly severe. Every single bike leaks here. The timing chain used is from Borg Warner. The logo on it says BWA. Here is the crankshaft, which drives the flywheel. Above it is the balancer shaft. The balancer shaft drives the timing chain, which then drives the camshafts. On the Zontes 800, the timing chain sits directly on the crankshaft. The flywheel is not here, it's on the other side. The layout and shape of the lower crankcase on the 800 is completely different from this. Its crankcase is split diagonally. The Zontes 800 is split horizontally. Also, this one has a monoblock cylinder, while the 800 has a split cylinder design. This clutch kit can be considered an upgraded aftermarket kit provided by the factory. It only comes with the limited commemorative edition. It looks so good. It would be a shame not to modify it with a clear clutch cover. But what is it called? It's still an FCC clutch kit. Looking at its characteristics, it feels closer to the material of a Ducati dry clutch. See how dry it is on top? Hardly any oil stains. There's very little oil on it. The steel plates, though, feel like they are of poor quality. Why? Look, there's not a single dimple on them. No grooves. No bevels. Meaning there are no oil-retaining spots or oil channels. It just gives off the impression that it would slip very easily. This clutch kit's lifespan is probably similar to a Ducati dry clutch, generally around 10,000 kilometers or so. It will start performing poorly. For the lower half, the only things worth highlighting are the clutch and the quickshifter assembly. Everything else is basically a flaw. The pistons are missing, they've already been taken out by the owner. He took it apart once, and now it's just loosely put back together. Even the connecting rods aren't installed. When replacing the oil filter, you must pay attention to this spring. Its purpose is to push against the oil filter, pressing it forward. If there's no spring tension holding it, and you just put it right in, the oil filter will rattle around. It won't seal against the oil passage, losing its filtration effect. This oil filter is designed way too small. The Zontes 800 is the same. Because it's too small, it can't filter the oil fast enough. The oil pressure drops when the RPMs go high. They should have made it wider. Or perhaps longer. The crankshaft drives the balancer shaft. This side drives the clutch basket, which is the drivetrain, delivering power to the rear wheel. And this side drives the timing chain. The timing chain then drives the camshafts. The journal bearings in this position are very small, meaning the contact area is small. They wear down easily, causing the clearance to widen. Coincidentally, the trigger wheel is right here. Once the clearance here wobbles too much, the position sensor at the crankshaft will keep shifting back and forth, making the gap constantly widen and narrow. This will constantly trigger a camshaft position sensor fault code, making it very hard to start. The 820 moved the balancer shaft to the front. It is solely responsible for balancing, without carrying any other mechanical load. The chain hangs on the lower half of the crankshaft. You could say it's a complete redesign. Fully optimized. It has absolutely nothing to do with MV Agusta anymore. Like I said before, the Zontes 800 feels like a thoroughly optimized MV Agusta engine. This cylinder sleeve is already warped from burning, so it needs to be resleeved. The piston has already melted. These are the marks left on it. I ground the valve seats once. Every single one of them is warped. Not a single one is usable. The black spots you see mean there's no contact. Over here, these white spots indicate proper contact areas. They all need to be recut and ground. Every single one of them. Literally every single one.